My name is Eddie, and this is a reading for Scorpio for the month of April. So you're going to shuffle your cards, and don't forget to subscribe, to like, to share, to comment. And there's also a link in the description for free daily readings, personal readings, to buy me a coffee, and to my crystal shop. Oh, okay, cards are just falling out of the pack. So I will take those cards for you, and it's interesting because they're both major cards, okay, so it's very much about these major issues which have been going on around you, okay, also some big changes as well. So I'm going to use the energy of the crystal ball as well. So let's have a look at what we've got here. So interestingly enough, the card in the here and now is the Judgment card in the reversed position. So it could well be that things are closed off at the moment. Things are stuck. It could well be around some stagnation. But the interesting thing is that a few years ago I was in Prague and I took out my tarot cards in the cafe, you know, as I do, and this woman saw me with them and she comes over and she takes out her cards, so we give each other a reading, and she got the Judgment reversed for me, and she said it's very much about acceptance, you know, and I took that meaning, you know, but I took it a bit further. So I kind of get it like you got a ship in the ocean and it's trying to get to its destination, but the ocean is too choppy, okay, but once the sea calms down, then there's easy passage for the ship. So once the mind settles down, the emotions settle down, you feel better within yourself, you're gaining confidence and you go towards what you want. So the feeling here is that there's some kind of acceptance. You're trying to accept a situation. It's not easy, okay, but you're trying to accept a situation, and once you accept the situation, things will change. You know, if you change the way you look at something, what you look at also changes. You know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So once you accept the situation, it will change. But the crossing card is the Moon card, okay? It's like you're being pulled one way and then you're being pulled the other way. It's like you try to accept and then the thoughts start and then the emotions kick off and then you start to feel it within yourself, okay? So it's going to take some practice, it's going to take some time, okay? But the feeling here is to keep on keeping on. You know, don't give up, because even though you may get so far and then get pulled back, you won't be pulled right back to the start. So you make some progress. So it's a bit like taking 2 steps forward, 1 step back here. But it's all about acceptance. That's what I get here. It could well be that something's finished, something's over, things are never going to be the same again. You know, but once you accept, then it changes the energy, because everything just settles down, and then your life becomes more settled as well. Yeah, I mean, quite clearly here with the 5 of Cups in the past coming to the present, there's been a recent, some kind of loss, okay? I can see you looking down at some spilt cups here on the ground, okay? Which could be around a passing, or around a relationship situation, or around something which was close to your heart, okay? You know, there's a lot of upsets here. You know, the feeling here is that happiness turned to sadness and laughter turned to tears, okay? But once you accept the situation, if you look at the card, there's 2 cups still standing. So accepting the situation, it's like looking forward, you know, and then you'll come across those 2 cups which are still standing, which is about better times ahead of you, okay? It's there, you know, it's waiting for you, but you have to change direction in some respect, or change the way you look at something, change your perspective. Wow, okay. Next card is the 2 of Swords in the reversed position. The reason why I say wow is if you look at the swords, it's upside down, they actually come to a point. So even though there's a lot of conflict at the bottom, like this pushing and pulling, blowing hot and cold, yeah, because they're far apart, they actually come to a point. So it's very much about, you know, you coming to this conclusion within yourself. I mean, if you look at the cards, you've got like the Moon card and the Water, which is the emotions, or the heart, and then you've got the Swords, which is the mind. Okay, so they've been in conflict. You know, it could well be that your heart has been feeling one thing and your mind something else. You know, you've tried to move forward and then your heartstrings start up again and you kind of sort of come back a bit of the way, okay? But the feeling here is that your heart and your mind will work together. There's some kind of acceptance here, okay? Your heart kind of sort of realizes that there's no going back, and then your mind and your heart can work together, which will then move you forward. Something's going to come to a head here. It's very much this feeling of drawing a line in the sand once and for all. You know, there's no going back. Things are dead and buried. The card, yeah. I mean, the card in the goal position is the Chariot card. You're wanting to move forward, okay? You're wanting to move away from this situation. You know, you've had enough. And it's really just about taking that risk or taking that leap of faith, okay? There could also be something here around house changes or house movement, or some kind of travel or holiday coming up for you as well. But it's very much about you driving yourself forward, okay, and keeping on. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. You've got 4 major cards. I've got the Hierophant card in the reverse position. It's a whole line of them. You know, there's 22 major cards out of 78, and you've got 4 straight down. So you've got the Hierophant card in the reversed position. It's kind of thinking for yourself here, you know, and kind of, it's very much about your own ideas, okay, but it's also something here about things being unstructured. You know, it's like you're trying to do it on your own now, okay, you've had enough, you want to move forward from this situation. So it could well be there have been people around you who've been kind of sort of influenced the situation, okay, but it clearly shows you doing things on your own now and just moving away from the situation. And yes, and initially things are kind of sort of thrown up in the air, okay, but they will settle down. That's the energy here, okay. It's just the initial period. So the next card is the Advice card, which is shown by the Empress card. I mean, the first one in this card, it does relate to or points to a pregnancy. So if not with you, then it could be someone around you, perhaps a family member or a close friend. So you may have heard that, or you are going to hear that. I mean, the advice here, you know, it's about growth, you know, it's about expansion, and it's also like a reminder, like you have a seed and the wind helps the seed to scatter and then the rain helps the seed to grow. So these elements are challenging, but the seed will grow into something beautiful here, okay. So in spite of what's happened, you're going to use that energy to actually push yourself forward. It's a bit like the rose grows from the manure, yeah. So it's been bad, it's been challenging, but you can actually use that to actually grow and expand and go towards what you want. You know, the rose will grow towards the sun, okay, or flowers grow towards the sun, okay. The sun is what you're wanting, if you like, your intentions, your wishes. The card on the outside at the moment is the Queen of Wands, okay. Already things are feeling a lot more positive, okay, and you are starting to try and see the positive side of things. There's always a positive side in everything, okay. I mean, you can't be positive all the time, you know, that's impossible, because then you kind of go up and down, but you can see the positive in everything. So even though things may be challenging, if you can actually find the positive in that, so often it's in spite of things. So you've been through a lot of challenges and people being unfair, okay, but you can use that energy to grow, to become stronger. You know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, you know, and it's very much this feeling that you are gonna swim, okay, you're not going to sink, okay. There's also something here about maybe you're looking at something spiritual or creative, which could be some kind of workshop, or something you read. It's that kind of energy which I get here. And don't forget, things of a spiritual nature are infinite, okay, so they're always interesting. So your hopes and your fears is shown by the 8 of Swords reversed, okay. I suppose your fear is that you're going to remain stuck, but I do sense acceptance here, okay. And if you look at the card, it's got these swords in the ground which appear like the bars to a prison, okay. There's this rope around you and this blindfold, but it's upside down, okay, so the rope can just drop off. Take the blindfold off, you'll see there's a gap between 2 of the swords and you can move forward. It's in your hands, okay. Once you accept the situation just changes around you. Yeah, I mean, the final card is very positive. It's the King of Pentacles. It's very much about more security. You're going to gain more certainty or even more commitment here. It's also about some improvements around money, business, or a work situation. Don't forget to subscribe, to like, to share, to comment, and there's also links for free daily readings, personal readings, to buy me a coffee and to my crystal shop. Thank you.